Hello, Living Dead Dolls fans. It's Josh, aka Doggiepants, coming at you in partnership with Mezco Toys for another Living Dead Dolls review. Which is crazy, because I'm old as hell. These dolls came out in 2001, I think, right? 2001? 2024, and Mezco Toys is still surprising us. So kudos to you guys. This is special. This is so cool, and I can't wait to show everybody. It might be a long video because there is a lot to show, but buckle up because here we go. I got the new redesign of Living Dead Dolls Sadie in, and I'm so excited for her. So let's get started. Let's take a look at her. So this coffin, y'all, first of all, heavy, like super duper heavy. This thing is solid. This does not feel like all of the coffins we've had in the past. This one is unique. It's very, very simple. It feels like the same kind of cardboard material, but a little bit nicer, I guess is the best way to describe it. I'm not quite sure how else to say it. But it does have this little cutout here in the front, and there's plastic on the inside of this, and the plastic is frosted at the bottom, and then it kind of dissipates as it goes up, so you can see her little face poking out there, which is a super nice detail. And then it says Sadie at the bottom, very simple. Nothing else on the sides, but on the back we've got an image of the doll. It's a little dark, a little spooky. It does say Living Dead Dolls. Feels very classic, awesome, and again, heavy as heck. What else is really cool is most coffins, there's a plastic cover with the lid on the back. Not the case. This is sealed, but look at this. Do you see that? It's built to like nicely close perfectly on itself. We've never had that before, and it's a really, really nice detail. So that is the lid and the coffin itself. And here is what you see on the inside. Beautiful, beautiful doll. So it does have the plastic over top of the doll itself, similar to what we saw on a lot of the later dolls, part of the Living Dead dolls that were released kind of later on in their life. But one thing that always bugged me is that plastic over their face kind of distorted the way that they looked. They've remedied this by actually cutting out the face portion right here. So you can get a nice look at the doll itself poking through that plastic on the cover. And it doesn't, you can keep her sealed and it's not going to obscure the way that you see her. They did package one of her accessories here underneath this top plastic, and that is the famous black bouquet, which is a little bit more detailed in this version than it was of the original doll. So now I want to show you something else, which is super cool. Oh, first of all, too, this red here underneath this top plastic, that is actually textured in the plastic, and it's made to look like a coffin itself, which I like. I'm going to take this piece out. Here it is. Set it off to the side. And all of the accessories that we see that come with this doll are underneath in here. And it's so beautiful to look at. I love it. I love it. So cool. So where to even start? I guess with the doll itself. I'm going to take this lid off. And there, as you can see, the bouquet's right there. There's like a sticker holding it in place. And we'll get to that when we take a look at all of the accessories in a minute. But first, I'm going to do a very basic show of the doll kind of as is coming out of the package. Now, as I said, there's a ton of accessories. So you can really customize her in any way that you would like. So just keep that in mind. If this outfit's not for you, there's an entire second outfit. But this is her. This is Sadie. Whoop. There we go, in all of her glory. The plastic on this doll is actually really high quality too. It doesn't feel like Living Dead Dolls plastic. It feels like kind of like if you collect BJD dolls, it feels like that kind of harder, sturdier plastic with a very matte finish to it. It's really nice. The doll itself is super heavy, and I think that's because a lot of the mechanics that go into the face and then also the joints as well. Looking at her outfit, pretty standard Living Dead Dolls Sadie dress, this black and white, but this one is made out of velvet, and it's really like high quality details. So that collar lays nicely. The collar is satin while this dress is velvet. Same with the cuffs. The cuffs have two tiny little buttons here on the side. And then you're going to see this really pretty brooch right there at the front of her collar with a skull on it, which is really nice. This has got this kind of under, what do you call that? Like a slip. She's wearing a slip underneath that's made out of satin. So it just gives it a little bit of an extra detail, which I think is really nice. And also, this dress, y'all, not a Velcro. That, my friends, is a legit working zipper. Nice, high quality outfit. Insane. The shoes are reminiscent of the old school Mary Jane shoes, a little bit nicer quality. White socks that fold down, very Sadie. And of course, you can see that the doll itself has those ball jointed aspects to it, so you can really pose her however you want. The hair on the doll is, I would say, it's thick. It lays nicely. It's not so thick like the Series 1 Sadie or Sin, where it was just an absurd amount of hair, but there's no way to have any bald spots showing. It lays perfectly. And they really took care of it too. When they packaged her, she had plastic around her bangs so that her bangs wouldn't go anywhere. And then she also had plastic underneath on her torso and on her arms and kind of underneath here, which was really great because it's going to prevent staining if you have that issue with dolls in the past. So yeah, now let's talk a little bit about all of the movement that she does have. She's jointed here in her arms, jointed in her hands, jointed in her head, of course. She can do a lot of different positions. If you open up her head, which we're going to do in a little bit, you can move her eyes so that she's looking in different directions. She has joints, of course, in her hips, full ball jointed hips, jointed in the knees, jointed in the feet. So you can really position this doll however you see fit. She's also jointed in her midsection, so you can actually spin her torso. So this is a really, really intense, incredible doll. The other thing that I think I wanted to point out too that I forgot to mention, these are panties. Legit panties. This doll has panties. They're not painted on, y'all. That's a booty. Look at that. It's insane. Anyways, so yeah, that is the basics of this doll. What we're gonna do right now is start showing you how she comes apart so you can look at some of her accessories, okay? Her hands very easily pop right out. And you're gonna see that there's a little kind of ball joint there. And this is the opening of the hand, and it pops really pretty easily back on as well. You're not gonna have an issue with that because she does have a couple different hands with a couple different poses that you can put on this doll. Where a lot of people are probably interested is in the face itself. Now, behind the accessories, there is a sheet of paper, which is really helpful, that gives a full rundown of how to take apart the face, how to change out accessories, so that there's no confusion on how it works. It did take me a second to kind of figure out the mechanics of the eyes and how it all gets in place, but it's actually pretty easy. It looks a little scary, but it's not too bad. So you can just hold on to the back of the doll, right? And pull her face pretty much straight off. And then the head, or the hair, comes right off as well, so that you can set that off to the side while you're messing around with all of her accessories. Here's an in-depth look of the inside of the scalp, and it pops really easily on and off to kind of this little attachment here on the top of the head. And then the face, you can see her eyes have moved. Here is the face. And here is the mechanics of the face behind. These eyes actually can pop out, and there's this little black piece here which holds it in place with the back of the face when you want to get it secured. But there's a little handle on the eyes right there, and that allows you to kind of move her direction of her look however you want to pose her before you snap everything back together. Now, This face, and I apologize, I pulled it off. It's very Jeffrey Dahmer of me. Not Jeffrey Dahmer. Who did that? Hannibal Lecter. It's kind of similar to the other one, if I'm being a little honest, but I'll show them together in just one second when I open everything up. But you can see that she's got a pretty simple eyebrows there. One of her eyes is black and the other one's white. They're glass though, so it's kind of hard to tell in this lighting. And then her face does have a slight little smirk to it. As I open up the rest of these accessories, oh, yikes. I want to show you this other face as well. Bear with me, please. Okay. Here is the other face, and this is what I mean about it being pretty similar. There you go. Especially, let me pop out the eyes so you can just see kind of what they look like together. There you go. So this one is a little bit more smiley. This one looks like she's got a little bit of a frown. She's got an arched eyebrow, which feels very reminiscent of somebody like Hattie from Hazel and Hattie. But other than that, the shadow around the eyes, the color of the lips, the feel of the eyebrows, all pretty similar. And again, this is really nice quality plastic that I'm holding here. So with that, I'm going to start going through some of the accessories that come with this doll. Let's start with the big one, and that is the tombstone. This feels very similar to the art show tombstone that we saw before. Also the posy ones that came with the pink, red, black, and white posies. They came with tombstones as well, but this one's a little bit more substantial, very heavy. Here's the design. It's definitely textured on the back of it. It says Sadie. What does that say? Deader. Oh, no. Yeah, deader is better, which is stamped right there. We've got a photo of the original doll right there, and that is like, that's an interesting thing. I'm not even quite sure what that is. It's almost like a paper that's been Mod Podged or something to fit in there. But there's a really nice design on this tombstone as well, and it has her death date there on the bottom as well. So that is pretty freaking cool, that piece. If I were to, here we go, pull off this, which is the bouquet of roses that I showed earlier. These are all kind of on little wires, so you can see it's really easy to bend. They've been kind of knotted together there on the bottom, but it's a really nice little bouquet, nice details. Feels very quality, looks significantly realer than the plastic one that we've seen in the past. All right, what do we want to go to next? The teddy bear. Look at her, whoa. Look at her tiny little cute teddy bear. One black eye, one white eye, just like Sadie. Very fuzzy, stuffed. There's no jointing or anything in this doll, but it's really, really sweet. Very, very cute. Wonderful little thing there. I'm popping all of this out for the first time, so bear with me. The meat cleaver, of course, that we've seen, feels very reminiscent of old Living Dead Dolls accessories. It does have a hole right there, and it does say Sadie on the side of the meat cleaver right there too, which is cool. Probably display her with that. Then we've got, of course, the coffin purse. What is in there? Oh, sorry, I'm learning what, I'm not sure why that was in there, but there is a coffin purse that does open, and it does say Living Dead Dolls with the sulfur symbol right there. And then it's got like little loops there, so it does kind of hang, which I think is really cute as well. So if she's got that wrapped on her arm, it really does feel like it's moving around. There's a little like protective piece of plastic in there, but I'm not sure why that was in there. I'll try to figure that out later. But yeah, but that's her purse. She does come with a pair of sunglasses, which we've seen her wearing, and they do open up, which is really nice, very high quality. Yeah, super, super adorable. And then we've got her little barrette. And of course, it's got a little skull on it. The way that this works is very similar to Camilla from series 20. It has a little teeny bit of Velcro, which just kind of latches onto the hair nicely and just stays put. So if you want to display her with that, that's how that works. Now it is in danger. It does hold pretty well, but it is in danger of falling out since it's not really attached to anything. So you just want to be super careful with that. And then of course she's got 3 different hands, and there they all go. Let me get them all. So we've got one that's a gripping hand, so she can hold the flowers, she can hold the purse, anything like that. Oh, I'm sorry, 2. One left and one right that are gripping hands. So it depends on which one of her hands you want to hold something. And then we've got another one that looks like almost like she would be shooting a gun or something, or pointing, which is kind of nice. So that's a nice little detail too. I wonder if any of these accessories can be held by that. Not really, it doesn't seem to fit the purse. But yeah, that is that. So, oh, and then the last thing I want to show you is that she does come with, oh, it's not a dress. That's right, it's a capelet. Aha, and I've seen this on her, of course. So her little capelet, which is velvet as well. And it is lined like a satin lining. There's a little bit of lace around the edge. And then there are 2 holes for her arms to come through. And then we've got these built-in pockets, which I think are a really nice detail as well. If you pause with me for 1 second, I'm gonna put her together with a different look, and then I will be right back. Sound good? 1 second. And bam! Look at her, look how cute she is. Oh my God, I love it. Look at the little purse, little meat cleaver, says Sadie. She's got her glasses on, got the little skull, got the overcoat. So cute. You know, it does take a little finagling to kind of get everything in place, but once it's there, it is perfection. So cute. This is kind of astounding, if I'm being 100% honest. I'm not kind of blowing smoke up Mezco's butt by any means. This is a really, really high quality doll. It feels like a rebirth. I hope people buy it. I'm so excited. I'm excited for Aggie, but I am so excited for the Damien, because Damien is my favorite and I can't wait for him to come out. But yeah, this is permanent collection. This is probably never going to part with kind of situation. So if you were not lucky enough to get her at the pre-order on Mezco, search online, because it's definitely worth the price tag. I would have paid probably $200 for this doll. That's how good she actually is. But yeah, and then yeah, I don't think there's any Eggies left, but if Damien goes live, buy that too. These are high quality. We want to see a rebirth of Living Dead dolls, and this is it. And my kudos to Damien and everybody on the crew. Really beautifully done. So thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you do. And to everybody watching out there, it was so lovely to spend, you know, like 15, 20 minutes with you. I hope you're doing well. Hugs and kisses. Take care. Bye.